So today we are looking at the Q4OS file. So here is the boot menu option. So let's quickly boot it in a live boot. So the latest version of a Q4OS is 5.5. So my system requirements, it's not a system requirements. I'm running it on a virtual machine, which is VMware. My CPU is i5 1240p and I'm using a 60 GB of hard disk. And the RAM is almost 8 GB of RAM for my virtual. So I'm going to say how much of time it's going to consume to load up the desktop layout. Usually it should take like maybe like 2 minutes or 3 minutes to load up the desktop layout. Let's see how much of Q4OS will take to load up the desktop layout. So here we have Q4OS. So it took almost 2 minutes or 3 minutes to load up the normal things. So let's choose the display setting here. So still we didn't get any desktop or anything. We are just fixing some of the display and all those things. Click on OK. So this is the latest version. I'm going to choose the language here. I'm using a VPN, so that's the reason it says as Thai. Let's choose the American English. Let's click on OK. So I think we should be getting our desktop layout. So here is the welcome screen. Let's choose more options. Here are some of the options. Let me close the welcome screen and let's see the system monitor. Let's open the system monitor and see how much of resources it's consuming. We need to open any of the applications so we can get the base for information. So it consumes 1.4 GB without running any of the application. It's in the beginning, so these are all the system requirements. Not the system requirements, it's all the system resources. Sorry, I already made a video of a Melave Linux which had a lot of issues, so that's the reason I lost all my patience there. It tortured me almost like 5 to 6 hours to make a video on the Melave Linux. So if you want, you can check that video, which is already posted on the YouTube. So it was having a lot of issues, a lot of black screens and all those things. So that's the reason I can't properly talk. So the RAM is almost 1.5 GB, CPU is pretty much not stable, it's going up to 93% and coming back to 2%, 3% like that. So OS it says as a Debian GNU Linux 12 Bookworm, so it's based on the Debian. So Q4OS Linux is based on Debian, so KDE Frameworks version is 5.103 and the Plasma version you get is 5.27.5 and Qt version is 5.15.8. So let's get to the applications. So these are all the applications which loaded up in the beginning or when we started this Linux distro. Here is the history of CPU, memory and the network. CPU is almost stable now. Process running right now. It's going to show. So these are all the processes running right now. Let's keep the overview and put the system monitor in the right side corner so you can see all the changes throughout the video like this. Let me open the internet. Chromium web browser is the default browser you get in the Q4OS. Usually in every Linux distro the Firefox web browser is the default, but in some of the Linux distros you will be seeing a Brave browser or maybe the Chromium web browser or maybe sometimes the Chrome browser. So in this case you get the Chromium, so we need to wait for the Chromium browser because it takes a bit of time, more than maybe Firefox I guess. 1.8 GB and CPU almost 100%. Let's see the version of a Chromium browser. It's 126. I think the latest version is 127 maybe. Let's go to the official website, which is Q4OS is the search term. Let's search. So I'm using a VPN, so that's the reason I'm getting some random language. So the first link is the official website. You can directly type in like a Q4OS.org in the search bar and you should be getting to the official website. So here is the website. If you want, you can read everything. If you don't know about Q4OS, you can just first check all this information and go through the downloads or the latest news. The latest news is here, which is Q4OS 5.5 Aquarius stable. So this is a stable ISO file. So we have released a major update to the Q4OS 5 Aquarius long-term support, which is LTS. The new Aquarius 5.5 series receives the recent Debian Bookworm 12.6 updates. So I already made a version of a Debian 12.6 video, so which is already available in my channel. Let me show you that. You can watch all those latest videos in my channel. So here is 12.6. I already made a video of 12.6. So let's wait until the YouTube loads. So I already made the video of the Linux Mint also. You can check it out in my channel. So let me show you the 12.6. I already made the Debian 11.1 also. So here is the 12.6 video. If you want to check all the new features in the Debian 12.6, you can go check it out in my channel. Let me close all those things. Let's get back to the video. So, and the updated Debian stable 6.1.0, which is kernel, and important security and bug fixes. This release brings along a few Q4OS specific improvements, fixes, and cumulative upgrades covering all the changes from the previous stable Aquarius release. Calamares installer finally got custom desktop profiles loader. See the documentation. Let's open the documentation. A native Q4OS setup tool as well as desktop profiler have been enhanced with new features. We are currently pushing all the updated packages in the Q4OS repositories. Automatic update process will take care of the upgrade for existing Q4OS users. Everyone is welcome to download the installation media images from the download section. Let's open the download section also of the Q4 website and enjoy your prime operating system. So already made a lot of videos of Q4OS in my channel. They are already available. You can go all check it out, all those videos. Q4OS downloads, and here is using desktop profiler. So these are all the things you get. So download section, here is the Plasma Live, Trinity Live, Trinity install CD, and all those options. I downloaded the Plasma Live 64-bit. So it's almost a 1.4 GB. Here is the setup guide. If you want, you can click on this and get installation like this. So let's close all those things. Let's open the installer. Let's double click it. It's going to take a few seconds to load up the installer. So here we have the installer. Again, same installation steps. There is nothing complicated in the installation. Choose your language, click on next, choose your location by map, or you can choose the drop down menu. The system language will be set to American English. You can choose if you want, or you can keep it like that. The numbers and date locale will be set to American English, United States. If you want, you can change anything you want here. Click on next, choose your keyboard, choose your languages, and if you want test your keyboard here, click on next. Software, you get the desktop, basic, live, pure, load custom profile. You can load your custom profile. I'm choosing the live or maybe the desktop. Click on next. Here are the partitions. If you don't know how to install the Linux distro, you can check other videos in the YouTube. So I don't properly remember in which video I installed this Linux distro, because I almost covered 3000 videos of every Linux distro. It's pretty much very hard to say in which video I installed the Linux distro on the hard disk or the virtual disk. So that's the reason it's better option. Instead of checking all those 3000 videos, it's better check like a 5 to 6 videos of different channels of tutorials on how to install the Linux distro on the virtual disk or the main disk. It's a good option to check that out before installing, because if you're a pro user, you don't need to check even my channel. You can just go with the release notes and install those Linux distro. But if you're a normal user and if you are a newcomer to the Linux distro, it's better option to check like a tutorials of everything and go with the installation. So in basic terms, the erase disk is it's going to delete the current operating system and it's going to install the Q4OS. You need to choose your hard disk first here. If you have a virtual disk and it's going to erase everything which is available in that virtual disk, you don't need to worry about the virtual disk, because you can delete and you can create the virtual disk in the VMware or the VirtualBox or maybe any other virtual machines. So manual partitioning is like a dual booting or dual operating systems. So that's the difference from the erase disk or the manual partitioning. You can encrypt your system if you want to. You can provide the password which should be same in both the boxes. So if you don't want, you can just keep it like that. Bootloader location, you can choose the master boot or the system partition, or you can choose the do not install a bootloader. You can do that later if you're a pro user or you already know how to install this Linux distros. Click on next. It's going to show you the username, password, all those things. Let me quickly type in all the random things. 9to5 Linux, unboxing, the passwords. So if everything is going good, you should be seeing a tick mark beside the boxes. So if you see like this, you need to perfect that thing, whatever you done mistake there. So use the same password for the administrator account also. You can choose the same password or you can change the password. Always keep a note of the password, because if you forget, it's a problem to log in again. So that's the reason you can write it down in the book, or you can just use the note apps in your phone. So after choosing everything, click on next. Here is the summary of whatever you chose in the previous installation steps. And after clicking on install, it's going to take 15 to 20 minutes or more or less, depends on your PC. It should be quick if you have a good NPC. It should be maybe a lot of time consuming if you have a low end PC. So it's clearly up to you and your PC. It's going to take more or less to install. So I'm going to not install this Linux distro because I need to make another video, because I'll be posting 2 videos. So we got almost everything, I guess. Let's check some of the desktop features. So these are all the same basic features you get in the KDE desktop environment. So there is nothing complex things available in here. Let's check the desktop wallpapers. Maybe there is some changes in the desktop wallpaper. So this is from some Debian wallpapers, because the packages are from Debian and it's based on Debian also. So some are from the Debian and some are from the KDE Plasma. I don't think there is something from the KDE Plasma. There is only almost everything from the Debian, and this wallpaper is from the KDE Plasma. And about section, folder view 3.0. Let's see what are the pre-installed applications we get in here. So basically you don't get anything. It's almost nothing from the Q4OS, just the software center and the welcome screen. You don't get anything from the Q4OS other than this. So if you are a person who doesn't like any pre-installed applications or the bloatware applications, you can just go with the Q4OS. But if you want a lot of applications, you need to choose other Linux distros. So already made lightweight Linux distros, midweight and heavyweight Linux distros in my channel. You can check those videos if you want. So here is the welcome screen, run desktop profiler, install applications, install proprietary codecs, hardware info, set login, screen selling. So you can check all those things if you want. So desktop profiler, full, the basic, and ultimately minimal. Desktop environments. Here are the desktop environments. Select software profiler Q4OS pure. Cancel menu. Remove superfluous packages. So that was the desktop profiler. Install applications. It's going to open the software center. Install proprietary codecs. Here is the screen scaling. Here is the set login. I'm not going to install the codecs. Hardware info. So you can install any applications if you want here. Discover manager, desktop profiler. You can search even here. Discover software manager isn't installed. Do you want to install it now? I don't want to. Featured applications 15. So let's search VLC. So VLC is available. So you get 15 applications from here. So here is some information, system and the CPU. Let's close it. Here are the more options. Let's open the console. So the system resources you saw from the beginning, it's clearly up to you to judge whether to use this Linux distro or not. Let me type in few commands. Console version, INXI, INXI-b. I'm not going to read everything because it's going to take a lot of time in making video, because showing basic features is going to take a lot of media. It's in my channel almost every Linux distro will be 20+ minutes, because after showing some basic features it's going to make up to 20+ minutes like that. So that's the reason I'm not going to read everything here. Let me type in INXI-small capital F. So I'm going to keep the video raw, so you should be hearing some of the mistakes from me. I don't want to edit all those things to make it perfect. I just want to keep it like that. I'm just going to trim the booting process because it's going to take 2 minutes of waste time there. So I'm going to trim that part in the booting option, and I'm going to keep rest of the video like that. All the errors, all the mistakes, whatever I said, I'm going to keep that raw video like that. So you should be getting all the exact reactions from me. So let me type in INXI capital G, which is a dash capital G. So let's try the NeoFetch. You can just pause the video and read everything on your own. So command not found because it's not pre-installed. INXI-SB8. So we got all the distro information, which is complete distro information. You got all the information here. Let me type in cat etc /issue. So we got all the information. Let's see the desktop. So I pretty much covered everything. Can't make the stress test because there is no pre-installed application, which consumes a lot of resources here, as you can see. So if you are a guy who doesn't know what is stress test in my channel, so basically I open like maybe 15 to 20 applications at once, like GIMP, Inkscape, so some of the bit of resource consuming applications, to see whether this distro will handle the day-to-day task, because a normal user opens like 4 to 5 applications at once and try to use those applications at once. So that's the reason I open like 15 to 20 applications and switch the applications like in a quick way, so that if we find any bugs or maybe some applications crash, then that's then you should be getting an exact information or maybe the idea of whether to use that Linux distro or not. So you'll get the answer from that test. So that's the reason I usually do that test. sometimes we don't have any of the applications pre-installed. So in this case, like same like that, we don't have any of the applications which consumes a lot of resources. So that's the reason I'm going to end the video. We can't do any stress test or anything like that. So at the end of the video, these are all the system resources. These are all the applications which consumes this much of RAM, history, and the process. So my final thoughts on this Linux distro is pretty much positive. Everything was working properly. There was no lag or any crashes or any bugs or anything like that. Everything was working properly, and you don't get any bloatware applications. So that's pretty much nice for a normal user. He can install whatever you want. So that's the reason. Let's log out, and so this is the logout. So we pretty much covered everything. If I let me know in the comment section, and if you have any maybe Linux distro which I didn't make in my channel, you can let me know in the comment section. We can make a video on that. So right now I don't have any topics, so do let me know in the comment section, which try to first search in my channel whether I made a video on that, then let me know in the comment section so we can make a video on it. Because I almost covered every Linux distro, so it's pretty hard for you to even to find a new Linux distro. So if you have any topic, do let me know in the comment section, and I'm going to end the video here. So here is our login screen. So again, thanks for watching. I already made another video, so if you want to check that out, you can check that out in my channel. I'm going to end this video here. Peace out.